Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My dear audience, I'm greatly honored and grateful for this opportunity that you've given to me to deliver a speech about Islamic boarding school. My dear audience, let's imagine that we are a parents. As a parents, we want to provide the best for our children, starting from a good environment, good education, and good behavior. And as parents, we want our children to have a good religious knowledge, because in hadith it says, "An Abi Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, idza matal insanu inqata'a anhu 'amaluhu illa min thalathatin, shadaqatin jariyatin aw 'ilmun yuntafa'u bihi aw waladun shalih yad'u lahu." Rawahu Muslim. From Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when the human dies, all his practices are cut off, except three things: sadaqah jariyah, useful knowledge, and pious children who pray for him. So, my dear audience, in this speech, there are 3 points. The first point, I'm going to tell you about my own experience at Islamic boarding schools. And the second point, I'm going to speak about the Islamic boarding school activities. And the third point, I'm going to speak about the learning system in Islamic boarding school. My dear audience, I've been living in Islamic boarding schools in about 9 years, since graduating from junior secondary school in 2012. Then I continued my studies at Al-Mizan Modern Islamic Boarding Schools, located in Cikole, Pandeglang, Banten. First time staying at Islamic boarding schools, I felt less at home and I really missed my parents so bad. Then, a week in Islamic boarding school, I'm still praying and still felt less at home. But now I realize everything I felt when I was a new student, with a new place, a new environment, meeting new people, that feeling sad and feel less at home, those are the process of self-adaptation. But the longer I'm there, and I try to adapt with my new environment, then I try to make new friends, doing everything with my friends, and gradually I feel comfortable. My dear audience, during my time at the pesantren, I got a lot of experience and learning, because in pesantren, the students were not only taught but also educated. The students are taught to organize, become a leader, and they also taught to socialize with the outside community in order to live and be a good example in society. Because students or santri are required to be confident, and they must be able to be a pioneer of kindness. My dear audience, pondok pesantren or Islamic boarding schools as religious institutions that teach, develop, and spread Islam. As we already know, that Islamic boarding school is means of spreading Islam in Indonesia, especially in Java area. But now, we don't have to go to Java just to send our children to Islamic boarding school. Because now, I believe there are so many Islamic boarding schools in your own area, right? Okay. Then, the second point, I'm going to tell you here about the Islamic boarding schools activities. The activities in Islamic boarding schools start at 3 a.m. for the students to perform the midnight prayer. And then they will continue with reciting Quran together while waiting for Subuh prayer. And after the Subuh prayer activities are finished, the students or santri will return to their respective rooms to tidy up their respective rooms. And those are some morning activities in Islamic boarding school. And then at 7 a.m., the student will carry out the learning activities with the teacher, or in Islamic boarding school, we call them by Ustad or Usada, until 11:50 a.m. And then after the learning activities are finished, the students will return to their room, then have lunch, and they will take a break during the day. Waking up from their nap, the students will perform the ablution to perform the Asar prayer in congregation in the mosque. And after the Asar prayer are finished, the students will usually do the extracurricular activities they choose, such as basketball, volleyball, badminton, marching band, skating, and many more. The activities carried out by students in the Pondok Pesantren is the effort of Islamic boarding schools, so that the students do not feel bored, and so that the students will be comfortable live in Islamic boarding schools environment. My dear audience, the last point, I'm going to speak about the learning system in Islamic boarding school. Almost all Islamic boarding schools in Indonesia, especially modern Islamic boarding schools, are follow several systems from Pondok Pesantren Modern Darussalam, and also definitely from the Ministry of Religion, or we call it Kemenaker. Due to the COVID-19 outbreak, the Ministry of Religion has released the study guide for all Islamic boarding schools in Indonesia to ensure the safety and health of all teaching staffs and students. The Ministry of Religion implements four main provisions in learning during the pandemic. And the four main provisions are: number one, forming a task force to accelerate and to handling the COVID-19, and number two, have facilities that comply with health protocols. The number three, safe COVID-19 proven by a certificate. The forming task to accelerate the handling of COVID-19 or the local government. And the fourth point is for all leaders, managers, educators, and students are in a good health, proven by a health certificate from the local health service facilities. My dear audience, in Islamic boarding schools, the students will not only do a formal learners in the classroom, but also they will be taught and educated to become a leader of an organization, such as OSPM or OPPM. And also, the student will be given the opportunity to learn about entrepreneurship and also about the Islamic art. Well, finally, I would like to say how grateful I am to feel and to live in Islamic boarding schools environment, because Islamic boarding schools teach me many things they may not be taught in other schools. And then, and the last, I would like to say thank you for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.